right. What is something we did a lot of in our quadratics topic?
Quadratics. We did a lot of.
What do we do in quadratics? A lot of something. Completing the square. That is what we need to do to make equations of circles. So we're going to be using that knowledge today to create our circle equations. If that door is open, can it get closed so we can try and keep some of the, I don't think this is, see how this is working. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is look at the general equation of a circle and learn to interpret it. Right, x minus a squared plus y minus b squared equals r squared. Okay.
Yeah.
We good? All right, the center of the circle has the coordinates a, b. All right, so whatever those two numbers are, that is the center of your circle. What do you think r stands for? Right, r is the radius of the circle. So if I have an equation that says x minus 4 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 100, what is the center of my circle?
4 and 3.
Careful.
-4.
-3. So I had negative signs up here and I said my center was AB. So that is what I need to do here. Think about the opposite of my signs. The center of this circle is 4, -3. And what's the radius? It's 10, right? Because I said this was r squared. So it's always going to be the square root of this. So the radius would be 10 and the center would be 4, -3, which means we can always draw that because any radius is exactly the same length, right? So what we're going to do is have a go at doing that backwards. I am going to give you the center and the radius, and I would like you to write me the equation. If the center is -1/8 and the radius is 6, please write me the equation of that circle. The center is -1/8, the radius is 6. Give me the equation. I must say, today it is inconvenient to be thirsty.
Containing water.
I know, it's great.
Nice.
I did spill it in the corridor earlier. I almost bought a muffin tray. That was very inconvenient. All right, do we feel like we wrote an equation for this?
How can't you just square root everything and have x minus?
For the same reason that a plus b squared does not equal a squared plus b squared, it's the same reason you can't just square root everything. No, because it's the same thing as saying that, right?
Yeah.
It's not. Because it's not like this, so that would be true if this was all squared, but it's not. It's something squared plus something squared equals something squared. If this was all squared together, you could do what you're suggesting. All right, so hopefully you got x plus 1 squared and then y minus 8 squared equals 36. I have to square my radius to get that part of my equation. All right, let's do this, but with coordinates now. So once we understand that information, we can apply that to just being given coordinates. And we know how to find distances and things like that. So let's get rid of that for now. I am going to give us some coordinates. So point A is going to be 3, 0, and point B is going to be 7, -4. I am going to say that both of these lie on the circle. So can someone make an inference about what information I know? If both of these points lie on the circle, what do I know about them?
The other is the chord.
It could be a chord, it could be a diameter. I have not given you enough information to know that. if I then said they are a diameter, what would you know? You would know the radius. What else would you know? Everything.
Circumference.
Do you know the center?
Yeah, yes.
Why?
Yeah, that will be the point.
No.
It's the midpoint. So if I said this, so AB is a diameter. So sometimes they will give you that kind of information. Sometimes they won't. If they do, that tells you information. What they're telling you is that the center of this line is, or the midpoint of this line is the center of the circle. So let's find the midpoint. So I got 3 plus 7 over 2 and 0 minus 4 over 2. So what do I get? 5 and negative 2. So that is the center of my circle. If I then, wow, we're all wonderfully coordinated today. If I then asked you to find the equation of the circle, what is the one piece of information I don't have? The radius. Can I find the radius? How? Okay, so I can find the length of the diameter and halve it. What's something easier that I can do?
The length of A and the middle.
Right, I already know the midpoint. This is C. So can't I just find AC? I mean, I could find AB and halve it. Of course, that works. But I'm going to find AC. And then that. Thunderstruck. Okay. So I'm going to find the length of AC. I'm actually going to write it down here so I can have more space. So I want to find the length of AC. Actually, I might just change colors to make this a bit more obvious. All right, let's change colors. So to find the radius, I want the length of AC. So my 2 points, 3, 0 and 5, negative 2. So I've got negative 2 minus 0 squared plus 5 minus 3 squared, and all of that square rooted. Stop it. So then this is the square root of 4 plus 4, which is the square root of 8. So if I want to write the equation of this line, let's put all of that together. So x, and then remember, this is my x and y coordinate. So x minus 5 squared. And then this is my y plus 2 squared. And what does that equal? 8, because remember, this is the radius squared. If the radius is root 8 squared is just 8. Yeah? Yes? Anything square rooted squared is itself, right? That's all very interesting. So that would be the equation of the line where A and B are a diameter of a circle. All right. All right. We're now going to look at creating an equation of a circle by completing the square. All right, so let's save this. Right, I am going to write something that's going to look a bit horrific. Okay, please stop tapping. Thank you. So I've got x squared plus y squared plus, yeah?
If you already square rooted it, then wouldn't C just be what? The length just be A root A?
No, the length, no, because r squared has to be it. So that is the radius, right? Root 8 is the radius.
Oh,
So I have to write radius squared as part of the formula. Yeah. Okay, plus 20x minus 16y minus 80. Actually, I'm going to make it do something else. Equals 80. If I gave you an equation like that and said, find me the center and radius of the circle. So I want the center and, actually, let's color code that. I want the center and I want the radius. All right, so what I'm going to do, is I need to get this into a form where it looks like a circle formula. So I'm going to do that by completing the square. So first of all, I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to put the x's together, okay? And then I'm going to put the y's together. And then I'm going to bring the 80 across, make it a whole thing equal 0. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to leave that over there. I don't need to do anything with that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to complete the square twice. I'm going to pretend these are two separate equations. So x squared plus 20x. If this was a perfect square, what goes there? Okay, what? 100? I think I heard someone say 400. Remember, halve this and square it, right? So half this is 10, 10 squared is 100. And if I've added 100, I need to take away 100. All right, now I'm going to deal with my y's. Plus y squared minus 16y. What belongs here? 64, right? Half of this is -8. Squared is 64. So I need to subtract 64 and it still equals 80. So now I have two perfect squares. Now this looks like x plus 10 squared. And this looks like y minus 8 squared. I've still got 80 over here. I'm now going to bring this 100 over. I'm going to bring this 64 over as well. So now I have x plus 10 squared plus y minus 8 squared equals 244. A big number, yes. All right. So then if I'm asked, yes, 244, why do we object to that? Okay, good. All right, so what is the center of my circle? Good, so the center is -10 and 8, and my radius is? Good, root 244, and remember we have practiced simplifying our surds, and if you simplify that, you get 2 root 61. That is 4 times 61, 2 root 61. You can, most of your calculators will do that for you. If you type in root 244, hopefully it gives you a simplified surd, but it might not. All right, so completing the square, that's stuff we've done. So think about it as two separate equations. There's the x and the y. Complete the square separately, and then it will look like a circle equation in the end. All right, today is 3D. 3D. Yeah.